They didn't come with a warrant. They didn't read him his rights. They came armed, kicked down doors, and started searching like they already decided who he was. But today, that man spoke, and what he revealed, it doesn't just raise questions. It exposes a system that looks like it was hunting, not investigating. In court today, the defense made its first move, and it wasn't a small one. Advocate Ramasepale called his first witness for Ntanzi, a man known as Shoes Zondo. Before anything else could even be argued, Ramasepale took it back to the beginning, before arrests, before statements, back to the moment everything started. Zondo tells the court he received a call from law enforcement while working in Marikana. They wanted directions to his home. No urgency, no explanation. Then the next day, another call. A name is introduced, Mabena, and not long after that, they arrive, not politely, not professionally, violently, doors being knocked like they're breaking in, heavily armed officers storming inside. No warrant, no rights explained. They go straight to his room, they ransack it, kick the bed, find a safe. He's ordered to open it. ID, firearm license checked. Then just like that, let's go. There are questions you need to answer. No legal process, no procedure, just force. And the question now becomes, was this an investigation? Or was this a fishing expedition? Looking for anyone who could fit a story already written. Because if this is how it started, what does that say about everything that followed? Let's get into it.
Now, Mr. Zondo, let's come to the reason why you are here. An incident occurred that led to your arrest. Do you recall that?
Mnumzane Zondo ke masicale masiphinde sibuye ke size ke edabeni leli obizwe lo namhlanje. Khona ke isehlakalo esenzeka lapho nawo watholakala wathola ke soboshwa. Usakhumbula lo?
Kusenkantolo. Uma ekuboshweni kwami kusenkantolo. Ngiqala ngithola i-call ethi sinamaphoyisa.
Macala ke. My lord, upon my arrest, the first thing that happened was that I received a call and the person on the other side of the line introduced themselves as police officials.
If you recall, Mr. Zondo, when did you first receive this call?
Uma ke usakhumbula ke le call ke wayithola ke ukuphi? Boqala.
I-call ngiyithole iseMarikana.
I was at Marikana.
And you perhaps recall the date or the month and the year when you received such a call?
Manje ke ungakhona ukukhumbula ke usuku nenyanga nonyaka ngalenkathi ke uthola ke yona le call.
Kusenkantolo ngakhona ukukhumbula unyaka nenyanga. Usuku ngisakhumbula kusenkantolo.
My lord, I can remember the month and the year, however, I don't remember the date.
Which year, which month and year was it when you received such a call?
Omuphi unyaka futhi iphi inyanga ngalenkathi ke uthola ke le call?
2020 ngoJune.
It was in 2020 June.
And elaborate further, Mr. Zondo, without me asking you a lot of questions. What happened?
Mnumzane Zondo ke ungaqhubekela phambili ke ngaphandle ukuthi nalo ngibuza imibuzo usitshela ukuthi ke kwasekwenzakalani.
Uma kufika bakuthola ucall kusenkantolo ebe athi uyiphoyisa. Bese ngithi mina umayelana nani emthomthetho.
After as I was receiving the call and the person on the other line introduced themselves as police officers, I then asked what is happening for me to receive a call from the law person.
Proceed.
Kubeka?
So kusenkantolo besethi no. Zobona sesifikile lapho into esifunayo i-direction yalapho hlala khona.
And then the response was that you know about it or about everything when we get there. For now, what we need is the direction of where you are staying.
Proceed.
Kubeka?
Kusenkantolo ngathi mina akwazi ukuthi ngakunika i-direction ingena short uyiphoyisa. It's better sidibane police station Marikana.
I then said, I cannot give you the direction since I am not even sure that you are indeed a police officer. Better let us meet at the Marikana police station.
What happened then, Mr. Zondo?
Kwasokwenzakalani?
Ngalolo langa ngabuza ukuthi ngizofika ngobani isikhathi.
I then asked the time to arrive.
And what happened?
Kwasokwenzakalani?
Bathi bazofika ngo5:30.
They said they will arrive at 5:30.
And did they eventually arrive? That is the police officers.
Manje amaphoyisa ayafika kodwa egcineni.
No, kusenkantolo wafika.
No, they did not come.
Now, before you proceed, Mr. Zondo, let's just clarify in respect of this first call. The person that called you, did they identify themselves? Who were they?
Manje ke masiqale cala kule call leyo kuqala leyo wayithola ke lo muntu ke owakufonela ke uye wazibika ukuthi ubani yena.
Kusenkantolo ngalolo langa lelo akayibizanga ukuthi ngubani igama.
My lord, on that particular day, they did not, or he did not introduce themselves.
Was the caller a female or male person?
Manje ke lo muntu ke owakufonela ke bekumuntu ke owesifazana ke nomuntu wesilisa.
Umuntu wesilisa.
It was a male caller.
Now, they do not arrive. Did you furnish them with your directions as to where you reside?
Manje ke uthazange bafike ke uthi ke ummeli ke uyobanikeza ke manje wena ikheli la uhlala khona.
Cha kusenkantolo.
No, I did not.
Then what happened after this first call, Mr. Zondo?
Manje ke emva kokukhona leyo qala kwasekwenzakalani?
Baphinde bafona the following day kusenkantolo.
They called again the following day.
Proceed.
Ilapho kusenkantolo ke engasengibanika khona i-direction sengimbuzile igama lakhe uthi ngubani.
That's when I provided them with the direction after I had asked their name.
Was the caller the same person that had phoned you a day before?
Manje ke lo muntu ofona ke the following day yena lo wafona ke suku lelo edlulile.
Kunjalo kusenkantolo.
That is correct.
And what did he say his name was when he introduced himself to you?
Manje ke ngale nkathi ke esibika ukuthi ubani uye wathi ubani yena lo muntu.
Bathi ngumabhena.
He introduced himself as Mabena.
And what did Mabena say to you exactly on that second call?
Manje ke ngale nkathi kufonela kwesibili ke uMabena ke uye wathini kuwena?
Uye wathi ngelanga langa izolo ube ne breakdown yemoto akakhonanga ukufika.
He said on the previous day he had a car breakdown, he could not come.
And proceed further, what happened?
Qhubeka kwasekwenzakalani?
Wafika ukufika kwabo ngalela abantu bazofika ngalo. Angibanika direction ukuthi iroom bani ke manje. Abanika direction ye hostel yema flat.
They came, my lord, on the day that they came. I did not specifically give them the number of flat.
Yeah, number of flat.
Okay, I did not give them the flat number. However, I gave them the whole estate address.
Now, for clarification purposes, Mr. Zondo, before you proceed, did the police or Mabena arrive on the day of the second call or at any day thereafter?
Manje ke yena uMabena ke noma amaphoyisa ke bafika kuwena ngalosuku lolu bekufola kwesibili noma ke ezinye insuku emva kwalokho
bafika kusenkantolo ngalolu suku
lesibili. Yeah. They came on the second day of the call, my lord.
Now, please elaborate as to what happened when the police arrived at the place that you'd given the direction to.
Manje ke ungasibekela ukuthi ke manje ngale nkathi sebefika bona amaphoyisa kule ndawo le obanikeze ikheli lakhona ke kwasekwenzakalani.
So ngisikhathi ngangihleli nje ngilindele sezinokho emnyango.
I was there, my lord, just seated waiting. Then we had a knock on the door.
What happened?
Kwasekwenzakalani?
Isho kabuhlungu ikho bese sithi ubani lona onokha kabuhlungu kanje.
It was an aggressive call, my lord, and then I said, who is knocking this way?
And what happened? Proceed, elaborate.
Kubeka?
Uma ngisathi ngiyasukuma ngemnyango. Ayi ngibone omunye ubaba ogqoka ijazi ephethe amabhuku.
Macang.
Yeah.
As I was standing, approaching the door, I then saw a man wearing a jacket and also carrying books.
What happened?
Ehamba namaphoyisa ayegqoka amabharethi. Ewalalise eceleni kanje ephethe ibhamu enkulu.
He was in company of police officials who were wearing berets. They had turned their berets to a side and they were holding big firearms.
What then transpired, Mr. Zondo?
Kwasekwenzakalani?
Bafike babuza uZondo.
Then they asked after Zondo.
And what happened?
So
Kwasekwenzakalani?
ngathi mina yimi.
I then told them that I am Zondo.
And after you've told them that you are Zondo, did they say anything or do anything?
Emva kokuthi sobatshelile ukuthi wena ke uZondo khona bakushilo noma khona bakwenza.
Abasho bathi asingene ekamereni lami iroom yami.
What they said was that we should go to my room and I should show the direction to my room.
Did you do that? Show them your room?
Yobakhomba ke room lakho?
Yes ngabakhomba bangena phambili nabangilandela.
Yes, I did show them my room. I walked in front and they followed.
Let's pause a bit, Mr. Zondo. At the time when these police officers come to you in June 2020, where were you residing?
Masisime kancane ke mnzana uZondo ngithi. Ngale nkathi ke labantu laba befika kuwena ke ngo June 2020 ubuhlala kuphi?
Bengihlala eMarekane endaweni ekuthiwa Wonderkom.
At Marikane, a place called Wonderkom.
Okay, now proceed from where you show them directions to your room. You enter the room, leading them into your room.
Masiqhubekele phambili ke lapho ugcine khona ukuthi ke yobakhomba iroom lakho wase ubahola ke uhamba phambili ke wasekwenzakalani?
Bakhahlela umbhede wami. Wawasoyo uthiwa ukuthi umbhede idibele. Also, very safe yesibhamu ngaphansi.
Wavela yini?
Very safe yesibhamu ngaphansi.
Safe?
Safe, yes.
Okay. Upon getting into my room, my lord, they kicked my bed, which turned, because it's a double-decker bed, it turned and then a firearm safe was visible.
What then happened?
Kwasekwenzakalani?
Basebethi angivulela isafe yesibhamu, mbuyisela license ne-ID.
They then instructed that I open the firearm safe and also hand them the license and the ID.
Did you do as instructed?
Uyowa wenza ngendlela abakutshola ngayo?
Yes,
Yes, I did, my lord.
And then what happened after you complied with the instructions?
Emva kokuthi manje sokwenzile lokho abakufunayo ke kwasekwenzakalani?
ngabanika isibhamu ngakhipha ikhasethi laba ngakimi. Abanezi isibhamu bathatha enye into le engaze yayini bayithi ngathi baskini esibhamini kanje.
Macana, wakhipha yini?
Ngakhipha ikhasethi kwisibhamu.
Okay.
Esikabe bethi ngibanika isibhamu.
But I'm not sure if the cassette is the
Magazine.
magazine, yes. I then removed the magazine from the firearm and then handed them the firearm. They took a spray and then started spraying on this firearm as though they were cleaning it.
So sorry, Mr. Zondo, I'm not understanding. Was it a spray that you are referring to?
Not spray. Into like ngathi i-check something. Esibhamini.
Something like a sensor checking on the firearm.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
Kwasekwenzakalani emva kwalokho?
So banginikeza isibhamu bathi ngisipusele kwi-safe ngasivalele nekhasethi.
Macana. They then gave me back the firearm and they said I should put it back in the safe. And then I took back the magazine and placed it there.
And what transpired thereafter, Mr. Zondo?
Kwasekwenzakalani emva kwalokho?
Basebethi asambe Zondo. Kunama-questions esifuna ukuwabuza kuwe.
They then said I should go with them or follow them because they have some questions that they need to ask me.
What you've just heard is not a small detail. It goes to the foundation of how this case was built. Because in law, the process is not optional. If officers enter a home without a warrant, the question is simple. What justified it? Was there consent? Was there urgency? Was there a lawful basis that can stand up in court? If not, then we are no longer talking about proper procedure. We're talking about conduct that risks violating constitutional protections. And it doesn't end there. No search warrant, no clear explanation of rights, a search that turns into a seizure of a person. That raises serious questions about lawfulness of the search, lawfulness of the arrest or detention, and ultimately, the admissibility of anything that followed. Because evidence doesn't just need to exist, it needs to be obtained legally. If it isn't, the court has the power to exclude it. And when that happens, cases don't weaken. They collapse. Now add another layer. Zondo is not even among the accused, which forces an uncomfortable but necessary question. Who exactly were they looking for? Because if investigators were moving from person to person, without clear lawful grounding, that starts to look less like a targeted investigation and more like a broad search for a suspect to fit a theory. And courts are very clear on this. You don't build a case by fitting people into it. You build a case by following lawful evidence to the right person. So today's testimony doesn't just tell a story. It tests the credibility of the process. It tests the integrity of the investigation. And it puts the state in a position where it must now answer clearly and lawfully. Because if the foundation is shaky, everything built on top of it becomes questionable. We just hit 8,000 subscribers, and I don't take that lightly. Thank you for watching, for engaging, and for standing for the truth with me. This channel is growing because of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. We're only getting started. Until the next one, I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.